Last week on the Al Nicoletti Show.
People can go broke in a great market just as easy as they can in a bad market. Everything you need to succeed in this business can be found in public records. Our currency is problem solving, and we trade our currency for equity, and that's a fair trade too. Death, divorce, disaster, and detention. Those are the 4 Ds why someone would abandon a perfectly good house. But if you listen to someone long enough, they will tell you their problems. If you listen even longer, they'll tell you how to solve them. As long as you're investing as a professional problem solver, you will not run out of a job.
Hey everybody, my name is Al Nicoletti and I'm an attorney in Florida, and welcome to the Al Nicoletti Show, where I bring on real estate super investors, rising rock stars, movers and shakers, and leaders of clubs in their community that educate, entertain, and inspire all things on Florida real estate. And we're going beyond Florida. We're bringing on some really, really big guests that are outside of Florida, but on how you out there can take your company to the next level. I am so excited right now. This is a crazy moment for me because we are in the Al Nicoletti studio live and in person, and I can't wait to bring on the guest that is in the studio today. It is going to be a great episode. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to talk about so many things, from real estate to mindset to the military. We're going to dive right in on everything. But I want to share with you, this is the first time we are live in person, and we're going to have a multicam setup. So you're going to get the real feel with the guests, and it's just going to be a different feel to the Al Nicoletti Show, which is live and in person. And I'm just ready to dive in. We have such a special guest on our show today, and I got to go through the whole bio because Mike Getka is a special guest, and his background from military and being involved in the community is unique. And he's been doing it for so long. And the company that he's running, the JDog Junk Haul and Removal, it is a great story. So let's dive in. I got to tell you about Mike Getka. So Mike, he was in the military. Thank you for his service. I mean, this guy has been in the military, and he was in the Navy. He served the nation for 21 years as a Navy SEAL. And I myself learned that SEAL is capitalized. And I learned when we had lunch, and we're going to dive in on the lunch that we had that got us to this point. But it's just an honor and privilege to have him. But he is now the director of the business development at JDog Junk and Removal Hauling in Florida East and the greater Philadelphia area. And he has the opportunity to work side so many veterans. And that's what Mike's going to really dive in on, is giving back to the community and the veterans and what it has been like. And he's just so proud to give back to that. And he continues to grow, and the company JDog continues to grow, and they proudly serve the POWs, the Navy SEAL Museum, the 5-Star Veteran Service, the Operation Barnabas, and the Northeast Florida Women Veterans. That's another one right there. Wreaths across Florida, boots on the ground, Wreath-threaded. Wreath-threaded is very popular in Jacksonville, and we're going to dive in on that too. And amazing other organizations that he's a part of, and it's all about giving back. And we're going to dive in on services. We're going to dive in on giving back to the community. And also, one of the things Mike Getka wanted to talk about was anything Al Nicoletti wanted to talk about. But when we dive in that conversation, we're just going to go back and forth. So without further ado, because I'm so excited we're in the studio and everything, but without further ado, let's welcome Mike Getka to the show. Mike Getka.
Al, how's it going, man?
What's going on?
I appreciate you having me on the
Yeah.
show in the new studio. It still has that new car smell, so appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. I mean, you're the first guest to be in the studio, first because this table was built for the in-person setup.
Okay.
And because of, COVID, and we were trying to figure out what's going on with the setup and going live, we didn't have that opportunity before, but now we got it. And this is what it was built for, having that feel, having that setup. So I'm so honored that you're here. Thank you. It's a privilege. Thank you for your service in the military.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. So tell everybody, start from the beginning. How did Mike get here? How did you get into that real estate adjacent world? Tell us all about your military experience, like the day we had lunch.
Yeah.
We went so far into it. Let's start from the beginning. How did you get here?
Yeah. So, I mean, just real quick, as far as the military goes, started out as a CB, is a construction battalion. and then 16 years in the SEAL teams. Got out, did a bunch of different things, and just looking for something new to do and a way to give back while doing something that's different. So when it was still Everbank, I went there to a job fair and I was looking at some of the different vendors, and one of them happened to be JDog Junk Removal in Holland. I'm like, okay, well, let me check this out from a franchise standpoint, because we are nationwide. Jerry Flanagan, Tracy Flanagan, several years ago started this thing, and it's just exploded. A lot of veterans, family members of veterans have gotten involved in this, and it's fantastic. And every JDog, to some degree, gives back. I mean, we all love it. And so here in Jacksonville, you named just a few of the folks that we've supported and we've helped out. But it all was a job fair and looking at the vendors. And so I went up and talked to Rob Dennis, who is the primary owner and of the greater Philadelphia I was telling you about, Northeast Florida, and then also down in the West Palm area, Southeast Florida, from Port St. Lucie down to West Palm. And so we've just grown this thing at a huge level. But when we got together and we started talking about this, he already had a lot of the real estate, first right of refusal. He said, but I'd love to have you as part of the team. Here's my vision. Here's what I want to do. I think you'd be perfect for it. So, started out in the trenches, just kind of learn about the business, and then, multiple roles, and then kind of falling into the business development piece of it, which I love meeting people and networking and doing different things like that. So, but the number one thing, the thing that I love, other than hiring veterans or family member, is giving back. There are a lot of veterans out there in need. And we've from going to a Rotarian event and meeting Michael Casada, who's executive director of the National POWMI Memorial and Museum. And just having a conversation with him is where it all kind of began, where we're talking about what we do and our services that we provide. And museum was just really starting to take off then. And we just happened to have $12,000 worth of light displays that we got from another veteran who didn't need them anymore. So we donated those to the POWMI Museum and Memorial Museum. So it was great. And then, Operation Homefront gave another veteran, gave him a house, 5-star veteran center, who they help homeless veterans get back on their feet.
Right.
You get a call from them. This guy just got a house. He just got custody of his daughter. We furnished pretty much the whole house. And then it just goes on and on and on and on. And so that's kind of how it happened in a long-winded way.
Right.
And just as we grow and we hire more veterans, more jobs we get, the more furniture and stuff we get that we're able to give to these folks that are in need. Like Rethreaded, you had mentioned.
Right.
We've helped them out. It's awesome. And I love it.
So let's back up a little bit, because you were in the Navy for many years. And I was thinking before you came on the show, what military members have been on my show. And I think Henry Angeli was in the military. Mary Henton is in the military, and she does the Navy to Navy homes as a realtor. She's a realtor for them. So I've had some people on that have been in the military, and you can also tell the difference with some of these military members. There's a mindset. You went through many years of being there, discipline, timely, having accountability and commitment, a lot of the things we were talking about at lunch. So how did the military help prepare you to getting to the point you are today? And talk about some of those things that you apply even in the JDog business, giving back business, and with some of the charities.
Well, first, you got to give some credit to my parents. I was raised by a Polish immigrant, 5 foot, 255 pound just machine. And then my mother came from a family of 12 kids, nice Irish Catholic family that just, were just some very hardworking folks, and instilled, when you do something, you do it right. You go above and beyond, giving back and different things like that. So that kind of led me, and my father was an Air Force veteran. So that kind of, looked at the military and the Navy, and went as a Seabee. And while I was in, I still have the magazine, an all hands magazine that was just pretty much all about Navy SEALs, and read it. So that's the next chapter. And so what it takes to get through that training and to do what SEALs do, it takes a certain mindset. And that all started, at a young age with that foundation that was set by my parents. And then when you get in there, you're just taken to another level. The people that, the folks that you work with, that caliber of men and folks involved in the spec ops, spec war community, it's just exceptional. And so it takes you to another level. And if you're competitive, which everybody is, even, this guy, you're coming up on him, it takes him to another level. And everybody just keeps going up and up and up. So anything I've ever done, even beyond the military, it's not an option to fail. You have to excel. And with JDog here, I want all the market share of what we do. So I want to outwork everybody, outthink everybody. You have to have a plan. You have to execute. You have to have goals. I mean, every day, every week, every month, year, I already know I've got a plan and just crush it.
And that's kind of
period.
That was kind of the lunch conversation
Yes.
we had, right? Because that stuck in my mind even after we left. I'm thinking Mike Getka wakes up every morning like with a plan, with an execution. You got something you want to do. You're going to do it, and you execute on it. And so that plays a role in any business that you're in, that you want to have a goal, a vision, and execute. Because you can have ideas and goals, but if you don't execute and get to that point, you're not going to get there. And I think your background, and I've noticed a lot of guests on the show have this, where their background kind of correlates with their business today. And that's where that application of being in that role, same thing with any of the other guests that have been on, they take that background and somehow it applies to what they're doing today. And it's just amazing to see. So tell us about JDog. And you got into JDog. How did you get into JDog? At what point did you get in? And tell us what the business does.
So you mean got into it? It's it's been a little over 4 years now. So just that meeting at Everbank Field with Rob and talking about what we wanted to do. And then it's even gone beyond that, because not only do we do the residential commercial cleanouts that your traditional junk moving companies do, we also do light demolition. So, we can tear out cabinets, floors, walls. I mean, you name it, we do that. If you have an old hot tub, shed that has to go away, old deck that has to go, we can do that stuff too. We also have up in Northeast Florida, 12-yard roll-off dumpsters. So we work with some new home builders. We work with construction companies. We work with roofing companies. And so say in the real estate world, you've met a lot of guys that are flipping, they're investing in real estate and doing their thing. Well, they may not want somebody to come in there to do the demolition. They want to do it themselves. We can just drop off a dumpster and they can do it themselves. Anybody can, in a residential area, somebody can do that. We'll put down some wood on the driveway, put the dumpster down so you can go through it. Especially say it's a family, the parents just passed, the kids, they have all this stuff, a lot of memories.
Right.
And so it's going to take time. So they don't want just somebody to come in there and just start grabbing all the stuff because they need time to go through it to make sure that those memories, they're able to hold on to that stuff and make some tough decisions.
Right.
So that's where us having that other platform where we can drop the dumpster down and they can go through it up to 7 days gives them that time to do what they want. Any furniture left behind, and if it's in great shape, that's going back to our warehouse. It's not going to landfill. It's going back to our warehouse. And then different organizations like HUD-VASH, which help homeless veterans, and Rethreaded and, Operation Barnabas and all these different folks that are out there doing great things. Hope for Veterans. We'll get a call from HUD-VASH, say we've got another veteran just got an apartment. Can you help them out? We set up an appointment. They come in our warehouse, and anything that doesn't already have a name on it, it's theirs if they want it. And it's great. So services, your garage is, you need something decluttered. We'll make that stuff. Could be the attic. Don't really have a whole lot of basements here in Florida, but backyard's got a bunch of stuff. I mean, swing sets, you name it, we can make it go. If you have an annoying neighbor that's got to go, JDog can make that happen too. I'm just kidding.
I was about to ask tell me a story
Just kidding now. There's just a lot of stuff that we do. But again, to go back, the giving back part, man, it's just awesome.
Nothing like it.
So I don't know if I answered all, gave you all the information that you needed, but
this is great stuff.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people may look at it and say, I don't exactly know what's involved, how it happens, where do you guys come involved?
Okay.
So, I mean, take us from the beginning. Like, how does somebody even get to you? What is the first steps? What's the process?
Yeah.
Like, what does it look like? Because for me, I've never gone through that before, right? I've heard of some families, like you said, they have those situations. Maybe grandma is going to assisted living,
yes.
and
Yep.
you know, the house is totally cluttered. She's kept everything in there. I've seen that before. So, and then everybody's got to move everything out, and what a process that is. I mean, it is a lot of work on heirs. It's a lot of work on family, on children. So tell us, like, from the beginning, how you get in that picture from step 1 through step 10 and beyond.
Yeah.
What's the
great question. Yeah. So you can go on your phone and JDog.com, call 844-GET-JDog. We have Facebook, JDog Junk Removal and Hauling Jacksonville. Any of those platforms, because I can tell you right now, before I started doing this, I never even noticed a junk removal truck on the road because I do stuff myself. I just, so it's really, that's all you have to do. Just search. You want appliance, your appliance is gone. You want hot tub gone, but you call us up or send us an email, say, this is what I have. And we'll set up a time for a free estimate. We'll come out, and 9 times out of 10, when we show up for the estimate, we're ready to do the job right then. Sometimes, we may not be able to, and we'll communicate that when it happens. But that's another huge piece of it too, the communication part. From the time we set up that estimate, you're going to know when we're coming. If we're running a little late, which can happen, we're not going to wait 5 minutes before we're supposed to be there to call you up. We're going to give you a window. I mean, I hate to do windows, but we're going to do a 2 to 4 hour window. But I can tell you, we're going to try to be as close to the front side of that window as we can. And if we're not, we're going to call you up and let you know. It's really just that simple. And so, like I said, we have demolition crews that can come in there and do whatever you need done.
right?
We've even done stuff where we've showed up to a house where we can do some labor. You just needed stuff moved around.
Gotcha.
So
It's a great service.
It's really that simple. Just call us. All you do is search JDog, and you either email us or call us, and we'll take care of business. Raymond Cassidy is our regional manager. He's a combat medic, Army combat medic veteran, and he does not mess around. When you call him, he just makes things happen. You call me, I'm going to pass you on to him, but I'm going to answer any questions that you may have. But everybody from the owner on down, if there's stuff going on where we're so busy, and say we get a call from a realtor or a property management company, and they need something done, it's like, I know this is last minute. Our schedule may be full. Whether I've got to get on a truck, I've got to get, call my son up, have him help me out. We're going to make it happen if you're in a pinch. That's just what we do. So,
and you really, I can see the way you get into it. Like, you really talk about it with that. We help people. We give back. We're ready to be there. You have that mindset, and that's different with a company, right? A lot of companies, if they don't have that drive, that passion, that's where they can go to the wayside. But where the success is happening for JDog is that mindset, and it takes like that military background and knowing that you want to provide that service to people. So before we get into a story, I want you to think about a really good story that you got to tell, because success stories actually play a role in for people and they relate to it, right? We've seen that with so many guests, that they have an amazing story about where they've gone, where they've been with people that, like JDog, that help these other people. So think about that. I want to engage with the audience for a second. I see Robert Rodriguez. Robert, thank you so much for joining. He said West Palm Beach in the house. So Robert's in West Palm Beach.
Baby.
He's there, and he said, "Go Navy."
Go Navy.
There you go. Yeah.
I think we won this year, didn't we? Or last year, 2021? Yeah. I remember correctly. No offense, Army guys and gals.
There's Army people and Navy people watching.
I know. We love y'all. Thank everybody for their service, and prayers out to all those serving right now. And
thank you for your service. I mean, it's amazing because we're in Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a huge hub for the military.
It is,
right? I was just actually over in Destin in Fort Walton, and almost every 2 hours, I heard a fighter jet going over, and I'm thinking I'm definitely in a military town now. So it's amazing where all these different towns and different cities have that strong military presence. So yeah, Robert, go Navy. And anybody else that wants to chime in, we love all the feedback. We want to hear what you think about this whole setup, and also what do you think about the time too. Last week we were at 9 o'clock, and now we're at 8 o'clock. So we always love hearing all the feedback. Ask your questions. We got Mike Getka live in the house. We love hearing from the audience. If you're out there, drop a comment, drop a like, drop a love. We want to hear all the feedback. And if you're out there, go for it. Share the show. We love when people are sharing it and it's getting out in the ethos. It's amazing content. So we love when people are watching. So tell us, what is that one story that sticks in your mind that JDog has really helped give back, or maybe something with the charities that you have that you're a part of?
I mean, it's just, there's so many different stories, and it's kind of all thread together where, how I've, the 5-star veteran center, it was out, met, Colonel Dayton Warfel, and off Atlantic Beach right here at the Super Walmart. We used to get together and have our little briefings for the day and stuff. He's like, what do you guys do? We ended up hiring some of those guys, helping them in different ways. POWMI, Mike Getka. It's just, you do good things happen. And, there's just one path leads to another path. It's hard to just give you one story because there are just so many of them, but they're all the same, where when you see somebody like Rylan from Operation Barnabas was just in our warehouse. And so we hadn't met yet. And it's just a great organization. Well, like I was telling you, they've got 5 acres of land. And now they're going to be able to house these homeless veterans and help them get back on their feet. And so, just gave him a tour of our warehouse. And we had this solid oak dining room table. He's like, what's going on with that? Like, it's yours. Anything you see in this warehouse that you want, it's yours. So generator it needs a little tune-up done to it. Tables, I think they got some chairs. We're able to give them some tools because they can build some stuff out there. It was just, it's like Christmas, but just to know where that's going and who it's going to help. One story that the Operation Homefront story I was telling you about. So this was a guy that was at a veteran that was at 5-star, and they called us up, and I was telling you, he had a daughter. We had just recently got in a bunch of furniture that it was children's furniture, colorful, really cool. We get a lot, we get bikes and it literally was like Christmas for her. And I still get, I still get goosebumps thinking about it. But to go in there, he had just started playing the guitar. We happen to have a guitar right there. That's why I say it, just the things that happen and how it happens, and then how you're able just to give back and just grow from that stuff. And I mean, like I said, I can't just give you one specific story because they're all.
Oh, no, you did.
They're all just amazing. I mean, we've helped a lot of folks. There's some people out there that just talk about what they do, and there's some people that do it, but we do it. We don't just talk about it. We're 100% committed in doing that. Like I said, as we grow, we'll just, the more jobs we get, we'll just buy another truck.
Right. We'll
just hire some more veterans or a family member of a veteran. And then we'll get more furniture. So we're able to donate more stuff. And it's just this big, huge full circle of just awesomeness.
It's amazing. Yeah. Giving back.
Yeah.
I mean, I know from the minute we had that lunch, you were all about giving back, and so many investors and so many people in the real estate community love giving back, like to Best Buddies, like to Rethreaded. Know so many people that love being a part of the Rethreaded organization, which is a big one in Jacksonville.
It's amazing. We were just able to, we were helping out for the grand opening. So helping clean some of the stuff off that they didn't need there. And one of the girls I was working with said, "Yeah, man, I wish I had a bed because mine's a little old." And we just happen to have a ghost bed. Now, I don't know if you know what a ghost bed is, but these are beds that they recline, incline, legs come up, they vibrate. It's just, it's pretty phenomenal. We just happen to have one in our warehouse.
Okay.
So I dropped it off one day. And again, smile on her face, just unbelievable. But, I don't know if anybody's noticed the hat that I'm wearing, the Navy SEAL Museum. The Navy SEAL Museum is more than just a museum about history and heritage and stuff like that. They do a lot to give back as well. They're right down in Fort Pierce. A lot of people don't even know they're right here in Florida. it's an incredible experience, and people should ought to go check it out.
Yeah.
Because like you say, they're down south and they're able to help out. Here we have a warehouse down south in West Palm. We don't have a warehouse yet. So, Habitat for Humanity's Restore, we're able to drop off some stuff there instead of taking it to landfill, or we can take it to our small little storage unit. But we just, anything that we can hold on to. Another great story is there was he was a retired Navy Master Chief who passed away. He was a big woodworker, and his son wanted to, the son and the daughter were selling the house. One of the rooms, which had cypress shiplap in it, they had to take it down because there was a leak in the ceiling. So there's this big pile of wood that they couldn't use that he was just going to burn. So I grabbed it, planed it, and 3 of my walls in my garage now have that in it. So
wow.
Repurpose, reuse, recycle.
And it's got a story to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So before you came on, we were talking backstage about the U.S. Navy Museum, SEAL Museum. Tell us a little bit about, like, if somebody goes, like, what's there? Like, how are people giving even back to that?
That's where it all began for the UDT, underwater demolition teams, SEAL teams, stuff. I mean, where it all started, that's the place. Captain Phillips, that's right there. That shuttle is in the museum. There's interactive stuff. There's a mock obstacle course that's out there, that the SEAL training out in Coronado. You have the full size. There's a mini one that's right there. But their foundation to give back scholarships and different things like that. I would say go to the website and check them out. But there's a lot more to it. Every year they'll have a huge gathering, demonstration. And it's a bunch of different things that they do. And it's just the history and the heritage, and just where it all began. And you just get a sense of all that from that, from the 40s on through, all the way up to what we're doing now. Do you know who founded the SEAL teams?
I don't.
JFK.
Wow.
Yeah,
and they're a powerful team.
So anyway, it's just a cool place, and it's right here in Florida. It's right down in Fort Pierce.
Right.
And again, you think of museum, you just think of museum, but they're far beyond. There's a lot more to it than just that.
Incredible. I know we were talking about it. I definitely have to go check that out, because it's the Captain Phillips shuttle. I mean, that was a great movie. How it ended, and with that shuttle, it was a crazy story. So I gotta check that out. Thank you to the U.S. Navy SEALs on that one.
yeah.
Great. So get back to the community part of this and the giving back. Tell us about, because I was going through the list over here. Tell us about how you're involved in Rethreaded.
Well, Rethreaded was, so I went to, it was a top producer event. So realtors, there was a house on St. John's that they wanted to sell. So you get exposure from that. You have all these different realtors that are showing up, different businesses that they invited to come to it. And Kristen, who founded Rethreaded, it was a fundraiser for her. So at the end of the night, when they were giving her the check for the donations, she was telling the story about Rethreaded. And I walked up to her and talked to her and said, look, we have a warehouse full of furniture. And if any of your ladies, anyone at any time they need anything, you let us know. And I think it was a couple of weeks later, we got a call, say one of our gals just got an apartment. Can you help her out? And we did.
And it helped
everybody.
We've
helped it. There's a table that's in there now that it was a job that we did in St. Augustine, but it's I can't remember the artist's name, but a renowned artist that had put the acrylic on this table. And it was just a beautiful table that I had in my garage.
Right.
But nothing to do with it. And so some of the stuff they do there, it was just an addition to the new grand opening that they had. So now that table's in there. But there was a time, Southwest Airlines donates the old leather seats. They don't donate those to Rethreaded. And then what they do is they build purses, and there's a bunch of different things that they do. I would, check them out as well. But with that leather that they get and what they can repurpose that into is it's pretty amazing. But helping these women, and it's just, again, we're just another piece of just being able to give back to that and help as much as we can.
Gotcha. It's great stories, right? And some of the other ones, boots on the ground. What's boots on the ground?
So boots on the ground they have, and it's honoring our fallen veterans, and there will be hundreds, if not thousands, of boots that they put out, and it has a picture of a veteran, fallen veteran on it, and a flag, and it's just there's just honoring those that have served, that have given the ultimate sacrifice, and so we've helped out where we can donate a dumpster for that, and so another great, just another great thing, and organization that does good things, an event.
Yeah, because I know a lot of the vets, they come back from war and they need a lot of help, right? They need that assistance. So, have you seen a lot of a growth lately with helping give back to the veterans that come back?
Absolutely. I mean, all these organizations that we're talking about give back to some degree. It may not just be for veterans, but a lot of the organizations that we've helped out are definitely veteran centric. There's a couple that they're homeless women veterans that they're helping out.
Wow.
Hope for Veterans and the Northeast Florida Veterans Inc. There's a lot of organizations out there. And thank goodness. I mean, Canine for Warriors. We got a call from them, and there was a veteran that his home burned down, and they needed some help to clear it off. So we sent a few crews out there, myself included, and we cleared out as much as we could. And then once he got a house, we had already earmarked some stuff for him that he had looked at to go in his house. So a bunch of furniture, got his house, delivered it, and put it in his house. So it's just
constantly giving back to people.
And that was 5-star that told Canine for Warriors about us and what we do. And it just, again, it all intertwines, and good stuff will just always flow.
Right.
And there's always going to be people that need help. And so the more people involved in doing that, the better.
Right. And so JDog is getting more into the community.
It's all, like I said, we're nationwide. Every single JDog to some degree, whether it's a church, whether different organizations, every JDog organization gives back. Everybody. And so it's just part of that mission. And to be able to hire veterans. Now you can't always find a veteran, especially in today's climate. So, but it's a family member of a veteran. So maybe the grandfather served, or the father served, or the sister served. There's some kind of connection there.
Right.
And so helping veterans, even within, you've got guys that have done some pretty big stuff in their military careers. And this is just a different challenge, and you can grow as big as you want, or you can have a couple trucks and keep it small and make a good living. It just, but again, I think part of what ties, the JDog community, so to speak, is that, you're part of it. Yeah, we want to make money. We're for profit, so you want to make money. But the other piece of it, as I always say, there's JDog and then there's JDog. There's JDog, the services that we, provide to make money. But through those jobs that we do, the furniture, the different things that we can do, we're all able to give back to different folks. And, there's actually there was a little TV series that was out there, Hidden Treasures, that was out there. Jerry Flanagan and his wife, Tracy, are the ones that started this whole thing. And
right.
So that'll give you a little insight as to, how you're able to give back and the stuff that we get. But it's a great organization. So
I will say, when I was developing questions on season 1 of my show, one of them was, what charities are you a part of? Like, what parts are you giving back to in the community? And there were some that were heavily involved in the community with giving back, like Rethreaded and Best Buddies. But what I've noticed, even with you getting through the notes and talking with you at lunch, was, it's like half JDog, half giving back. And it's just together, it meshes, and it's all about giving back, both of it. So I haven't really had that guest that really gets into that giving back so much on the show. So,
and here's another important point too. And I was telling you, we have not actively gone out looking for any organization. It was all happenstance from different things along the way. Be at an event, because I am the networking guy. I mean, I'm everywhere. You're everywhere. You know the deal. And so to be someplace and to get introduced to somebody and then they pass on to somebody else and be able to do it. But there's no agenda. It's like, hey, let's get this company here so we can say we work with this company,
Right.
or this organization,
Right.
so we can get the word out. That's just not the way it happens.
Yeah.
It just, at least with us, it just organically happens, and it's awesome that it does because of all the stories and examples I've just given you.
I may be everywhere, but we're seeing the JDog cars fly everywhere. It's a JDog. When you see a JDog car, it's almost like you see it, and then all of a sudden you see another one, another one, like the yellow car theory.
All right, so once you see us, you can't unsee us.
Right.
Camouflage vehicle with a big bulldog on it, JDog. Yeah, it's so
Good. You're doing good with marketing.
give us a call.
There you go. Reach out to Mike, right? Reach out to JDog.
Yeah.
So we have some great people that are commenting, and Robert Rodriguez said purpose and impact, right? Have a purpose, impact. You're passionate about all of this. So that leads into success, right? Successful business. And Mom's watching tonight, and Mom said, an honor to have you as the first in-person guest on the show, and thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you.
That. So
thank you for the great job you've done with Al here. Amazing.
Yeah, she's always watching, and it's always great.
I never thought I'd meet somebody with as much energy as my wife, but I have met her male counterpart.
Let me say this about the energy. It's funny you say that, because even when I was on the tour and I came back and I had a show that night at 11:30 at night, it was still going. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Just flying with it, right? All day, every day. Robert Rodriguez said, I'm a Navy veteran. I've worked with Forgotten Soldiers Outreach here in Lake Worth, Florida. They send out care packages to soldiers that are deployed. They do great work. They would be a great resource for you. Linnell is very dedicated to serving our troops.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. We'll look in. I'll be there the first week of February.
Yeah.
Maybe we can meet up for lunch and you can tell me all about it.
We'll make sure, Robert, that you can get Mike Getka's information. I don't even know what camera we're on at this point. I think we're on this one, right? Yeah. So I'll make sure that this whole setup has been so different for me.
Yeah.
But we'll make sure we get Mike Getka's information to you so you can get connected. I mean, that's what's so great about this, right? Getting connected with people that you haven't connected with before. And if you're all the way down in Palm Beach and JDog's down that way, I know we were talking about the whole expansion of how far the outreach is and giving back. So Robert, awesome. He says the energy influencer. So love it. I love it. I love it. So, a lot, again, from the beginning, even of the show, a lot of what you bring is that mindset, that commitment, that accountability, just that drive that you have to do this kind of stuff. And it's different. It's unique, right? It's one of those things I realized when we sat down. And a lot of people, when they get in that business, they maybe not have that mindset. Are you in real estate? Are you investing at all?
I did. We used to have several homes, and then several years ago, we sold two of them. Just to, my son's 18 now. I have twin 15-year-olds, and so we did invest. We were part of that whole world, and now we just one house. That's good, and we're just
some people are doing.
We're happy.
Yeah, exactly. Some people,
but Florida's exploding, no doubt about it. It's unbelievable.
Right.
So if you're flipping houses, whatever you're doing, you need stuff hauled away, construction debris, yard debris. We're here for you.
Yeah. But it's just amazing. Your whole background has led you to this point. Whether you're in real estate, I consider it real estate adjacent, right? So everybody can see behind Mike Getka some of those things. Let's see some of those things that JDog does. We got the whole shelf back there. Believe it or not, it's not a green screen. It's actually a shelf. We got all the stuff back there. You're good.
Yeah, I'm knocking everything down.
Yeah. So the residential commercial junk removal, they do residential commercial moving, light hauling, responsible for recycling. I mean, all of these things that you guys do. Real estate cleanouts, storage unit cleanouts and moving, any kind of thing that you're looking for. This is that service that blends community, blends the service to real estate investors, real estate professionals, real estate agents. And I just, again, love the mindset. After we met, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is what it takes. What advice would you give business owners, real estate investors, anybody that's in real estate or a business that really needs to change their mindset about how they're doing it and focus, being laser focused? What is some of that best advice you can give?
You have to have a plan. Every day you need to know what you're doing. You have to be flexible. I mean, a prime example of being flexible is COVID came. It hit. So the things that I was in meetings all the time, and then I wasn't able to do that anymore. So there were some other things that I had to adjust and start doing those things. So the flexibility, having that plan, laser focus, outworking everybody. I mean, if you want to rise to the top, you have to work harder than everybody else is. Do something a little bit like what you do right here with all your podcasts. I don't know where you find the time to do all the stuff that you do, but you do it and you have a smile on your face while you're doing it. But it's really just, and being willing to get in there and just, dive in yourself and work hard. I mean, there's so many more things, but I mean, that's really just the meat and potato. Educate yourself. And when I'm driving around, if I want to fix my refrigerator, hot water heater, whatever it is, I go on YouTube. Now, there are some folks there that don't really know what they're talking about. And you know who they are. You'll see some of it. But there are some folks on YouTube that they know absolutely what they're talking about. And they love sharing that knowledge because they like giving back themselves and helping out. So I just sit there. If I'm driving down to West Palm, I put something on and I'm learning about sales. And I'm always learning more and more. I don't know if you've ever heard of Gary Vee.
Oh, yeah.
He's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. He's raw. He lays it out there. And it's just, but anybody that you look at from whatever industry, you talk about passion, having that passion, when you wake up in the morning, you just ready to jump out of bed just to start some new things. What's a new challenge and that you want to tackle? You got to love that. If you're at a job and you're looking at your watch all day, you're in the wrong job. Maybe you've got to move to another state and start new. It doesn't matter, but love what you do, have passion for what you do, have some kind of purpose behind it, have a plan, know where you're going, how you're going to get there. And if, when a challenge or hurdle hits you, then, okay, what do you do? Now you can sit there and feel sorry for yourself. Or you're like, okay, well, what's the next plan? What's the next thing I need to do here? And then you just shift and you go around and do whatever you have to do and just keep utilize the people around you. If you want to be a millionaire, who do you talk to?
Millionaires.
Talk to a millionaire. You want to be a lawyer, talk to a lawyer.
Right.
You want to own a small bit. There are all these resources out there. I started watching, I've watched Undercover Billionaire. Have you ever watched that?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
And, these guys are getting dropped in. It's like, this is what they need to do in a short period of time. And they have X amount of money. And look at what they do. But the Small Business Development Center, Jacksonville, they're all over the place. I've gone there to get some information from them because that's what they do. That's why it's free. It's incredible. So it's another resource. So, exhaust all these resources, all these different platforms that are out there. But again, have a vision, have a plan, work hard. Failure is not an option.
Yeah. And this is exactly what we were discussing at lunch. Yeah. All of these steps, these action steps, that mindset, that laser focus that you're in on your business, and have a plan, have a vision. And again, not a lot of times do I have that guest where we talk about those things, right? Those are a lot of concepts that some podcasts have where they say, bring on mindset, bring on that vision. But usually it's something that's incorporated maybe with real estate deals, but this is everything. You talking about that and the way you have that mindset, coming here on time, right? Having that, being prepared
2 hours early to make sure I'm going to the right place. Yeah.
But that's
absolutely
the mindset. You wanted to make sure you're prepared, you're here, you're there. And that's not a lot of the generation before me. And that's something that they don't teach in school, right? You have to learn, they have to be involved and have those experiences to get to that point. So it's great hearing it. It's like a reminder. It's
internships. You talk about Jack Ria. You want to get some information and just a wealth of knowledge. I mean, that's part of that's why we're here right now. That was a networking event. Jack Ria, Jack's Ria, and Mike was the one that kind of got me into it. We connected on one of the platforms out there, and got an invitation. Stopped in, and it's been awesome. To have that. And Mike's the one that helped out here, the man behind the scenes.
There he is, Michael Williams.
Another brilliant thing that they did was, to do a little 1 minute, 30 seconds or whatever it is, clip that even if you're not there, people can still see what you do.
Right.
And that was brilliant. So, you talk about another way to energize that, still get the word out, even though you can't be just, there's so many different ways to do it. Do them all.
Do them all.
Do them all.
Yeah, love it. Well, people are watching, and I just want to say, Alan Williams, Alan's watching right now. He says, great stuff, Mike. Thanks for being there for your fellow vets and your neighboring communities.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So what's that? Oh, Mike's dad. Hey, Mike's dad's watching. Awesome. Hey, keep watching. Watch all the way until the end. You got it. Great stuff. Great stuff. And then Carl Spielvogel's watching all the way from North Carolina. Carl, thanks for watching the show. He says, great stuff, all caps. Great stuff. So I'm telling you, this is not something that is talked about on the Al Nicoletti show all the time. That mindset is different. That's why I really wanted you on here, which is to talk about that. And a lot of people don't have that drive to do it. So, but a lot of investors have that drive because, it's a business. They're entrepreneurs, and that's a mindset. It's not a job. It's a career, and it's a lifestyle. So a lot of people can create that by, being involved in those communities, being involved in what they love and want to do. So it's amazing. And Carl said, love the show, all caps, love the show. I love it. Thank you, Carl. Thank you for watching. This is what it's all about, is bringing on guests that are different, that have that different perspective, that are part of real estate adjacent communities, that are giving back. And that's what Mike Getka does. Mike, tell everybody how they can find you, how they can get involved with JDog and use the service. I know we got to talk about the things that are on the table right now. Because when you came in, you brought the banner, you brought the cards, you brought the pamphlets, you brought the cups. And I'm impressed because we weren't even thinking of anything on the front of the table. So tell us, if you want to show that, you can.
No, you just have to be prepared. I mean, how close can we zoom in here? But
that one there, right there. We're getting used to this.
No, that's my card. And for those of you that want to know if I'm legit, I'll just say class 168. You guys out there know what I'm talking about with that. But anyway, but it's basically go to jdog.com or 844-GET-JDOG. And what it's going to prompt you to do is put your zip code in, and then it'll take you right to whatever JDog franchise is in your area. It'll go right to them. And for us, JDog junk removal in Holland, Jacksonville. I live right there in Nocatee in St. Johns County, so I'm always around there. So if you see signs all over the place, that's me.
That's Mike Getka.
That's me. That's just another little thing that you have to do. But we're everywhere. And so give us a call.
Yeah.
Send us an email.
You have a number that you want to plug in?
And if you want to call me directly, I'm not going to give you the number on air, but if you go to JDog Junk Removal, my Facebook page, you send me a message, be more than happy to talk to you about, anything you want to talk about without question.
Yeah. And one of the things that we were talking about before we came on here was you all are trying to get more into being out there on the ethos, maybe social media stuff. Is that all set up yet?
Absolutely. We're out. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Just put it JDog Junk Removal Jacksonville, St. Augustine, West Palm. You put those in there, that's going to direct you right to us. And then, as far as my information, they'll just go and send me a message. Go on LinkedIn. You can't miss me. Michael Getka.
Can't forget it.
Can't forget it.
Yeah.
And once you see us, camouflage, JDog. Once you see us, you can't unsee us. I'm telling you.
It's the yellow car theory, right? When you see a yellow car or you haven't seen one in a while, somebody tells you you're going to see one, then you're going to see it again and again and again. JDog, same thing. I saw the car outside. I'm like, whoa, there it is. And now I feel like I'm going to see it more and more.
Well, just like Al Nicoletti, everywhere. I can't go on any platform and not see you pop up someplace. So you're doing all this, you're doing all that stuff. And obviously you're in high demand because you're always doing speaking engagements all over the place. Florida mainly, I guess, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But thank you. I appreciate that. That's great feedback for the whole team.
I can tell you right now that, this is a great platform to get the word out and stuff. But if I didn't like you or I didn't think this, I would not be here.
I appreciate that.
Because I just think you're a good person and giving me the opportunity to get on here and talk about JDog is phenomenal. Like all the other guests that you have on here to help them, it helps them grow. It helps you grow. And that's what it's all, it's not, hey, what can you do for me? It's like, what can we do for each other to help us grow?
Right.
And, so that's
great stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Because I love having you on here. This is, as soon as we had that lunch, I'm telling you, as soon as we had that, I think I even said, we got to get you on the show. Like, we got to get a book. We got to have him on here. And for everybody that, if you can see it, I don't know what camera we can see it, but we got the JDog cup now on the shelf. Like we love having the guests have some kind of token. And you want to show that cup right there. That'd be great. That's the cup, right? So yeah, which camera are we on? No, this one. Yeah. We're still figuring this whole thing out.
Here we go.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so this is
JDog action right here too.
This is great. No, we have it right there. Now it's on the shelf. So before we wrap up, something that actually hit me on the mind, because I know one of the things you wanted to talk about was whatever Al Nicoletti wanted to talk about. Tell me about your experience.
That was a typo.
Well, actually, it's too late. It's too late now that it hit me as soon as we were sitting here.
All right.
Tell us about your experience at the Jax Ria with the probate Macarena.
You actually got me up out of my chair to do it. And that's, I don't mind dancing, but so that was quite the accomplishment. And I just got to say that your energy is what, it's infectious. And, if you, and I know you do, confront and go after everything, the probate world, which, you're the master, you're the man. And so everybody knows it. And that's why you're out there giving these presentation stuff. But, it's hard to make probate sexy. And you're entertained. I mean, there's just that energy. So it could be an hour and a half, you're listening.
Still going.
Because there's good stuff out there. And that's a gift. So
Thank you. Where I was really going was I got you out of your chair.
You did. That's why I wanted to redirect to.
That was the impressive part,
yes,
right? When you came up to me after and you were like, I can't believe you did that thing, but everybody was out of their chair. I got Mike Getka out of his chair.
You did.
And I still remember the one person that I got out of the chair was Mike Getka.
Wow,
so that was so crazy. I mean, everybody was doing the whole thing, but I appreciate you having been there that day. Jax Ria, just a plug to Jax Ria, amazing investor association in Jacksonville. They have so many members, so many great events. I mean, that's how we connected. That's how Mike and I connected too. I mean, we're there at the Ria with everybody being submersed in it. And that's what it's all about, connecting, networking, being here and just having, there's something I just want to say. There's something now I've realized with having the guests on the show is that this is just the amazing opportunity. Having you here, and I embrace this more than I ever did. Just like the last guest I had on my show, Dave Day. That was probably the longest episode of the Al Nicoletti show, but it was a great one. But it was embracing that time with the guest, and just like you, embracing the time with the guest and having you here, getting to hear some stories, getting to hear what you do is so important. So this is why I love doing the show. I before it's just having all these people on, so you want to know how crazy it was in season 1. I think I recorded like 40 episodes in 2 months, 3 months, which was crazy. And at the time it was just speed, but now I've realized this is when the big connecting, the rapport, the relationship building comes in. And that's why it's important to be involved in the community, involved in what you're doing. And that's why you make those connections.
Because everybody wins.
Right.
When you're doing that.
Right. For sure.
And that's how it should be.
For sure. Robert Rodriguez said aleverywhere.com. Yeah. I don't know if that hasn't been taken yet. Who knows? Right.
There you go.
So before we get off and before we have final words and final thoughts on everything Mike Getka, because I know we're going to have like a 2 to 5 minute Mike Getka speech. I know we're going to have it. So before you get off and before we get off the whole show, I have something for you. I have something for Mike Getka. We just got them in. I don't know if you can tell. The Al Nicoletti gear, the t-shirts are in. And as my first guest on the show, I got you a t-shirt and a hoodie.
Wow. All right.
So for Mike Getka, there you go. Make sure. Oh, there we go. We'll get in the shot right there.
No, I'm not taking off my shirt.
Oh, I was like, we're about to do a t-shirt swap right now.
Don't get crazy here. I'm just going to put this on over the top here. Show Al Nicoletti a little love.
All right.
In this brand new shirt.
Look at that. Gekka's putting on the shirt right now. He's putting it on. Look at this. All right. This is what it's all about. Having the Al Nicoletti here. All right. Look at that.
All right.
All right. We're official now. Look at that.
All right.
Thank you for having that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no. And as a bonus too, I
hoodie.
had to give you more.
And
It's cold out,
perfect
right?
timing,
Perfect
yes.
timing. We got the Al Nicoletti hoodie for Mike Getka. Look at that right there. So we don't have the t-shirt shop yet. Maybe we'll have a t-shirt shop soon and gear stuff, mugs and everything. But here, this is for you too.
All right. Well, thanks, Al. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you.
And I'm going to take care of you with something because I was just telling you that I happen to have some tickets for the Navy SEAL Museum.
Okay.
So you and another person, whoever you want to take down there.
Yeah.
After the show here, I've got those for you.
Thank you. No, I can't wait. You've talked about it last time.
Absolutely.
You talked about it now and before we got on the show, and I have to go check that out. It sounds like a great experience. Can't wait to see the Dr. Phillips shuttle. That's the one.
Yeah.
I really want to see.
There's a lot of stuff there. So very cool.
Very cool. And Robert Rodriguez had fire. Gina, thank you for watching. Gina Dotson said, love that. And Carl Spielvogel. Carl says, you need an Uncle Carl Goat Farm t-shirt. Yeah, hey, we're ready. We're ready for the goat farm, right? That's what it's all about. And then I'll get Uncle Carl a t-shirt as well. So this is what it's all about, right? People are involved. People are engaging, participating, and they're watching. And that's what is so nice. It's so good giving back, having you here. It's been an honor. Thank you again for your service. But before we have you get off, final words, final thoughts of Mike Getka in anything. It could be business, mindset.
Well, it's going to be business. And look, I want everybody's business. Northeast Florida, Southeast Florida. We're not the cheapest. We're not the most expensive, but I can tell you this, that, for the folks out there, look at our reviews. When we say we're going to do something, we do it. We go above and beyond. And it's just, we've grown for a reason, not just give us a call. Give us a call and you'll see.
You'll see the difference.
That's it. Like I said, it's we will quick response, quality work. And just know that when we come in there, whatever's in great shape, good shape, that furniture now, we're for profit, so we charge to pick stuff up, but it's going back to our warehouse and we're going to find a home for it. And that's huge. So
great.
I appreciate the time.
Yeah.
To get on here, especially the new set.
Yeah.
To break it in.
Yeah.
T-shirt,
Look
hoodie.
at that. Just got them in today.
And So I appreciate it. Now I got to get out and get that new car smell off me from all the new stuff in here. So,
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
No, this has been great. It's been an honor, a privilege. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being my first in-person guest and part of the new setup. This has been crazy. Michael Williams and I, we were working all day the other day, yesterday, just to get this to that point. We were so like, is there going to be lag? Is there going to be anything? I think it's been perfectly crisp right now, right? So, we worked so hard on that and we wanted to do it for Mike Getka.
Well, I appreciate it.
That you're here. Thank you for letting us even get to this point, to be here too. So thank you again. Pleasure.
Thank you.
I hope the business grows. I hope it thrives. And JDog right there, right behind Mike Getka. One more shot right behind Mike Getka. We have the JDog, that bad dog right there that's looking mean. And hey, he's got the 4-star general hat on, right? So this is great. So we're closing it out. Thanks again for being here. I gotta figure out which camera I'm looking at because this is a new setup for me. So
and I want to thank you for the nice firm handshake.
Thank you.
I was raised, my daddy said, you shake somebody's hand, you shake it. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's come with experience too, with being around people that are like you too, that have that same mindset, that same firm handshake, that's just the same drive, it's just different.
And maybe now it's just a more forceful fist bump in future generations, but do it a little bit harder than somebody else does.
You got it. Thanks again for being here, Mike. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Al.
You got it. All right, everybody. Hey, we're both on camera right now. So thanks for watching the Al Nicoletti Show. This was a great episode. You got to go back, start from the beginning of the episode to see all the gems that Mike Getka dropped on the Al Nicoletti Show. Tons of stuff that we covered, from mindset, military, to community giving back and what that's like in the business. And JDog, the military junk removal, hauling, and all the services that they do. Yeah, he's got it right there. The junk removing, hauling. You got to find them. You got to get there. Thank you. One thing I want to conclude with before we get off and end the stream. Thank you to everybody that watches. We love when you watch. We love when you comment. We love seeing your feedback and everything. And that's what is so great. Having a great guest and having great people watch the show. And Frank Spalding, I was waiting for Frank. Awesome, Al Nicoletti for the win. You got it, Frank. You got it. See, that's what it's about. Having people there watching. They're watching, Mike. They're watching. So for more amazing content on all the guests that have been on the Al Nicoletti Show, you got to check out the YouTube channel under Al Nicoletti, the Facebook business page, the Spotify and iTunes with the Al Nicoletti Show with episodes that drop all the time, the Instagram with all the amazing micro content that's going to be dropping. We've got new micro content that's dropping.
Nice.
Mike Williams has been helping out with all that stuff. So it's going to be really, really cool. So all the amazing guests, you can check out all the content on probate, quiet titles, all the other crazy stuff that is going on. And again, thank you all for being here. Mike Getka, thank you for being on the show, on the Al Nicoletti Show. And it's a wrap. We will all see you next time when Ron Rana is on the show. He's going to talk about the real estate dictionary book that he's got. So I will see you all next week on the Al Nicoletti Show. Take care.